Okay, hello everybody. Somebody please let me know you can hear me as we get started with our weekly, bi-weekly session. Happens twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. If you're signed up for this session to listen live, then you are good to go. If you're watching a recording, we'll make sure we provide a link so you can attend these live. All of these sessions are recorded. They'll be posted to the Facebook group, the Inside Real Estate Success Strategies group. We'll make sure you have a link to that as well. And that's about it. So today's topic is seller leads strategy, seller leads stuff. And what I'm hoping to do, thank you, Derek. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know you can hear me. What I'm hoping to do today is at the same time that we introduce this concept that we talk about seller leads, I'm going to roughly mirror the course that we recently put into the Conversion Plus, the Inside Real Estate, the KV Core learning portal, which you can access. I don't know if everybody knows this yet, but you can access from the bottom left of KV Core or from the left side of Conversion Plus. You have this growing library of courses. And the course that I'm referencing is called How to Generate and Convert Seller Leads. So I want to point out that that's there as supplemental content for this live webinar. And one of the reasons why we have these courses and why we're building these courses alongside these live webinars is so that you can kind of take your time and so that we can dive deeper on specific things. These little 45-minute webinars move a little fast and we give you the broad strokes, but these courses will allow you to take deep dives into specific topics. So that is there for you. You can one-click log in from your dashboard at any time. And today I'm going to kind of tour you through this course as we talk about specific concepts and give specific examples around generating seller leads. So I'm going to go into the course. I'm also going to share this document to everybody who's listening live, the rough outline of the webinar here. I'll share that to you. Right. Do that. Get you guys sent this document. And as always, just chat with any questions you might have, and let me dive in now and talk about what this seller lead stuff, these strategies in this course is about. And I'm just going to kind of walk through it and talk about specific things. So the first module that we talk about here is a big sort of philosophical thing that I've been working on for a little while. And it has to do with the question of whether or not a typical seller lead, right? In my mind, a seller lead is somebody kind of saying, hey, I'd like to list my property with you, or I'd at least like for you to tell me what my house, my specific house could sell for. And a traditional way that we do this is through pages, and I'll show you how to do that here, is through pages like the ones we have on our website. So if I go to, we all have our sell page on our site. Sorry, I went to the wrong link. That's just my fault. So if we go to our K Plus or KV Core site, we have this sell link. And this is sort of the offer that's standard out in the marketplace. It's instantly find your home's value. And this does work on some level, right? People will enter their address in here to find the value of their property, and it can be an effective way to capture leads. The only feedback that I've seen and gotten for years now, I personally have been running this type of offer since 2011 when the Facebook ads platform came out. And a lot of feedback we see is that, hey, sure, I got an address, sure, I got a name, but you know what? It was just the cousin or the tenant or somebody just curious about the property, right? It wasn't the actual homeowner saying that they wanted to know the value of the house, they want a CMA, or that they want to sell sometime soon. So the shift in mindset that I have found to be very useful for myself personally and for a lot of people that I talk with and chat with and mastermind with is that the shift goes from being about that seller lead, so to speak, through that what's my house worth page, to it being about putting more buyers who own homes into our database, right? So the theory in this course, it starts off with this first module talking about this, and I dive deep on buyer side Facebook ads that can actually get you seller leads, right? Where you would do, you target people who are likely to own a home, and you get them to opt in for offers around investing or upsizing and downsizing. Can anybody give me a little feedback on what you think of this idea? I mean, are you kind of thinking along the same lines? Is this new stuff? Is this just total craziness and I'm out of control here, proposing that you not generate seller leads and you generate buyer leads instead? Any comments on that? I'd love to see them. Because as with everything here, we're trying to mastermind. We have the Facebook group, we do these webinars, and none of this is set in stone. It's all theory. So any opinions you have are very valued, and they'll help us shape the way that we coach and we build out the products here at Inside Real Estate. So your participation is appreciated. Okay, everybody's busy logging into the learning portal. Nobody wants to comment or call me crazy. Thank you, Tammy, and thank you, Tammy, for all your participation in the group. So that's the theory: buyer side ads that will generate you a seller lead. So I'm going to kind of scroll through here. I thought I had the doc, but I'll just show you kind of examples of what I mean by that. So here we have the typical foreclosure ad, right? And you would run this on Facebook, free week list of bank-owned foreclosures and fixer-upper deals. Now, if you targeted, you used to be able to target homeowners specifically on Facebook. They took that away with all their drama. But if you targeted, say, married people or parents or people in specific, zip codes where that the ratio of homeowners to renters is really high, there's a good chance that the person opting into this might be a homeowner thinking about investing in a property, or maybe they're just curious. So this offer, the list of foreclosures and fixer-uppers, is probably the tried and true cheapest way to put somebody into your database. And with buyer side Facebook ads using the lead forms that Facebook provides, you can put a real name, email, and cell number into your database. So that's probably the one I always go to first. Other examples would be the downsizing, right? So where you'd offer condos or 55 plus properties. So next example, downtown St. Pete is getting more fun every day. Everything about downsizing, a condo might be a great option for you. So you would target, say, people in the suburbs of a big city, and you start to show them buy stuff that they might buy downtown, knowing that they're a parent of an 18 to 26-year-old. What are they? Probably a new empty nester, right? You're doing this targeting Facebook, and then you show them something they might buy downtown, and what do you get out the other side? You get the other side of the transaction where they need to sell that home in the suburbs. Another example here. This is specific to investors. Sarasota investor looking for a safe investment might give you better return on stocks and bonds. Sarasota investment properties, high-end income opportunities. So you target maybe high-income zip codes, things like that. People who you think maybe they like the Robb Report or higher-end stuff on Facebook, who you think might be looking to invest, and you give them you assume that if they're thinking about buying a high-end investment property, they probably already own a home. So all of this theory here is that you're running ads that are sort of conversation starters around the next property that the person's going to buy, but you're targeting people who you think might own a house. And to me, this is a much more efficient way. This is all personal opinion, guys. I know a lot of people have success with the What's My House Worth page, but to me, this is a little more efficient because I'm picking up the buyers, and at the same time, I'm building relationships that can generate me listings by putting these homeowners into my database. So this course starts here with all of these examples. We have some resources and some other things here in the course for you to check out. I'm just curious, oops, I have a goofy script there too. Just curious, how many of you guys have been inside the learning portal yet? Just out of curiosity, have you had a chance to log in and maybe do the KV Core or the Conversion Plus Quick Start and check out some of the other courses? And thank you, Jenny. Jenny says, I think if you target the right price point and the right customer, it's a great way to generate seller leads by offering move up or move down. Yeah, that's probably the core of it there. It's, what are they going to move into next? And if you think about the person who already owns a home, on the flip side, they're probably more qualified than more renters by their nature. They've already qualified for a mortgage and bought a house. So you're putting a higher more qualified person into your database on the buy side as well with those offers. Great, guys. Thanks for that feedback. Yeah, Megan, you can chat in GoToWebinar. I don't know how it looks on your end, but if you poke around the GoToWebinar screen, there's somewhere where you can ask a question or raise your hand or something like that. And if you can't do it live with us here, you can always do it in the Facebook group when we post a recording if there's a question you're trying to ask. Actually, you just asked, so you must be in the chat. All right. All right, so that's out of the way. I am recommending try the buyer side first. And then if you still want to do the home valuation squeeze stuff, it's still an option for you, and it still will work on some level. So thanks. How that mostly works is that you'll use your sell page in Conversion Plus or KV Core, and you'll build squeeze links to your sell page. So I'll start in KV Core here. Sorry for the dogs. Sorry guys, it happens without fail every webinar. And what you're gonna do in KV Core is go to the lead engine. And if you go to the IDX squeeze pages, you'll see where you can build a seller squeeze right here. And it's very similar in Conversion Plus. You go to lead generation and you go to build squeeze page, and you'll have the option to build buyer and seller squeeze page. It looks very much the same. So I could pick a source like Facebook, pick a hashtag seller, the area that I'm targeting. Actually, you don't need that on the seller pages, sorry. And I think, and then we will just generate link, and we'll get a nice trackable link that we can then send traffic to, right? So I'll paste this up here. And this is one version where it says the average price is. And the reason it's saying 0, guys, is just that I think I entered a zip code that wasn't in this test database that we're using. But if I had put a zip code in for our test database, I think it's in California somewhere, it would say like the average price, and then they could opt in to get that. And one thing I didn't realize, we did a webinar last Thursday, for those of you who were live, where we were demoing different places to put video. And apparently the video will show up in, it'll show up in the seller page too. And in an example, I grabbed the first video, it was a Jerry Garcia video. So that's what you're seeing in the background. Just know that whatever you set in KV Core in particular as your background video might also show up on the seller page. All right. So what you would do is you would take this link, and you can go into the Facebook Ads Manager. And Tammy's asking, am I putting that link on my Facebook page? Yeah, you could do it like that. There's plenty of places you could put this link. So you could go to your personal Facebook page. You could do your first personal Facebook profile. So let me do that. I'll go to my first personal Facebook profile. And I could say, hey, thinking about selling your house. And this is your friends and relatives, right? So, your friends on Facebook. Hey, thinking about selling your house? I've got a cool tool on my website that will show you local market conditions and what you might be able to sell for. Like that. And then you just paste the link. Right? And if we had put the right area in, remember I said you didn't need the area, you do need the area. It says the average price is, and then it puts the average price for the area in like that. I could do the same exact thing on my Facebook page. Right? So if I go to, and this is going to kind of mirror, for those of you who were on when you saw Blake and Ashley's webinar a few weeks ago, where they do social posting in different groups on Facebook. Anywhere that you were doing your sharing, you could include this message and generate leads like this on the free side. And it's not limited to Facebook. You could post to Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you want. So here I am on my Facebook page and can do almost the same exact thing to answer your question, Tammy. So put it anywhere you want. You could also make a vanity domain, like you could do 33711homevalues.info. I think I did this in a demo about a year ago. Info. I wonder if the domain is still live. It is. Wonderful. Wonderful. So I just typed in, I went to GoDaddy and I bought a domain 33711homevalues.info, and I set it to forward. And you could put this on business cards, in print. You can, in the back of your business card. You put it on billboards if you want. You can do Tampa, Florida homevalues.info, something like that, and redirect over and generate seller leads through this page as well directly. So this is bottom line is you have this sell tool, this page you can use and drive traffic to. Don't forget as well, you can drive Facebook ads directly to that page by paying for Facebook ads, right? So you can go into the Facebook ads dashboard, click traffic, and continue on through. Guys, I realize I'm moving, again, I only have 45 minutes. I realize I'm moving fast, but all of this is covered in a nice detail inside of the course. So I'm just kind of giving you the broad strokes today. So 33711 ad. Excel ad. And then you pick your location. And just move on through the options. So you can use Facebook to get nice targeted traffic. I think the important thing that I was mentioning before that I'd like to show you here is sort of how to target homeowners who might sell, whether you're doing a buyer side ad or a specific seller side ad like I'm doing here. I want to show you how to do that targeting. Let's pick a random page. It doesn't matter for the demo. And that targeting is actually found at the ad set level. I actually moved too fast. So right here on the left, you see how you have the 3 levels in the Facebook Ads Manager. I'm in campaign, ad set, and ad. And in the ad set level, I go to the audience, and here's where some of that targeting stuff is. So I mentioned parents, right? And if I type parents, there's parents with adult children 18 to 26. And to me, that's your empty nester right there. That's gold, right? I mean, if you want somebody who's wants to move like out of the big house and they're downsizing, that's one of those targets. Another target might be just straight up on age. You know, if you're targeting and you're doing another downsizing offer would be 55 plus homes in a specific area. Now, somebody just said in the Facebook group that their ad was denied for using the term 55 plus. Probably because they picked like the age 55. You could always use smaller homes that are perfect for downsizing, without saying 55 plus, and then show that list if you want. There's ways around that. But here I would target people for 54, and then I would show them an ad, thinking about downsizing, find out what your house is worth, knowing that a lot of people reaching retirement age often make a move. So I think I had some stuff. Tammy's asking if this was in the course. I had some stuff about the demographic targeting as I built the buyer side ads. So parents, people of specific ages. To get homeowners, you might do college, graduate. Right? These aren't specifically, you don't know for a fact that they're a homeowner, but they're college graduate and they are, say, married. Right, so married college grads who are 34, right, 34 to 50, to 47. In a lot of areas, you're going to get a high percentage of homeowners. So you just kind of use common sense with your Facebook targeting. So let's go here, click continue. And then it works much the same way here as it did when I'm posting to my page. I can paste in the URL that I want to send traffic to. I may need to get an image, right? So I need to get an image with of a property, find the value of your house. I think the stock images might actually have house value images already in there, or you could create something and download it and upload it. So here's one that's property value. Be careful with the ones with a lot of text, even though they're in the library. Facebook might show the ones with a lot of text a little less, and you might come up with an expensive ad. So here I picked a stock image. It's got the house with the arrow on it. Curious about the value of your 33711 home. Our quick and easy to use tool will give you an estimated value and show you some local market condition data, something like that. And in my experience, you can play around with the text, do various ads, but something along these lines, curious about the value of your home, a headline like find your home's value will work on the seller ads. The only caveat being, the reason I started talking about these ads and how the danger can be that sometimes you won't get the person who actually owns the home opting in. You try to defray that with better targeting, and you know, at the end of the day, you will end up with some people who legitimately want to sell now. You just have to play numbers game. I don't want you to get discouraged if you get 100 of these leads and only 2 of them want a CMA. The reality is that could very well be what happens. Okay. Let's see. Somebody's asking, hey, Gustavo, asking where to find the recordings of these. I'm going to drop the link to everybody who's here live, and I'll make sure it's near the replay. Sent to all. So these are all popped into a YouTube playlist. They're also mailed out on the weekend. There's lots of places you can find them, but that's the link to the YouTube playlist right there. So that is the seller-focused ad example with a Facebook ad. You can post it and get free traffic to your Facebook page, your personal profile, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you want to do a paid Facebook ad, I kind of just gave you the run through, and I'm pretty sure we have that right here. It says get traffic to your Seller Squeeze page. We have a 13-minute video about that as well in the training right here. I've also got a recorded webinar in the course that we did last year about farming and circle prospecting. So that has to do with maybe sending postcards and getting people to click over to that vanity link, like the 33711 home values that I was showing you, sort of doing stuff offline to a farm right there. And then the next module in the course is where I talk about this concept of the weekly local market conditions strategy. Right? And to me, this doubles as both a lead generation and a conversion approach, where you can create one piece of content every week or once a month, and then kind of leverage that to both generate and convert leads. So let me show you that here. I got a text. Sorry, I'm texting my wife. She needs to know if we need dog food. You know, it's an emergency. So here we go. So local market conditions video, and the way that strategy kind of works is that we're going to use local areas pages on our sites to do screencasts about local market conditions. And Jenny's saying, I'm getting clicks but no leads. Is there a webinar for that? If you're getting clicks and no leads, then it's probably the audience that's clicking on the offer. It's not relevant to them. And if you're using the sell page, remember that offer is out there everywhere. There are a lot of other agents trying to do that. So you need to present in your ad copy some kind of benefit. And I wouldn't be surprised to hear that you get a lower conversion rate on those pages than you would with buyer side offers. But if you want to email or go into the group, Jenny, the Facebook group, and post an example of your ad and show what page you're driving it to, I'd be happy to reply. And I'm sure some of the other people driving traffic will be happy to give their opinion to help you out with that. So, and before I get to this market condition, somebody else is where do I find the recording or the Facebook group? Our main success strategies Facebook group, I'm going to send to you all right now on the live recording. Okay, so this local market conditions approach, I don't know that a lot of people know. If you scroll down to the bottom of your website, I'm on grid view here, so I need to change it to list. If you're on grid view, it might scroll forever. So I'm changing it to list. And if you go to the bottom, I think we talked about this last week, and you go to these areas we cover and you click on one of them, you get this sort of nice looking little snapshot of the area. And the URL looks like this. It's just like your base URL / areas / the city name. You can also do a specific zip code, and that'll work as well. It'll kind of give you market data on all of this. And this local market conditions approach that I have in here in the course revolves around you going into this page once a week and using a solution like Screencast-O-Matic, my favorite screen recording tool. Sounds like the neighbor's kids just got home from school. Sorry if you all hear that. So Screencast-O-Matic, video creation for everyone. So you can use this for free. And you would go in and you would just kind of record yourself talking about market conditions. Maybe put yourself on the screen. So I'll do that now, right? Let's go. I'm pulling up my Screencast-O-Matic. I'm going to do both webcam, this, Forgot to draw my box. So you can draw the box over your screen. See how I'm kind of drawing it? Things could get a little laggy. This is pretty intensive with GoToWebinar running. So I drag it over my screen right here. Pick my box. I'll put myself down in the corner. And you just start to record. And you just be yourself. Hey, Ryan here with XYZ Realty with your weekly 33707 Florida market conditions update. Let's take a look at the most popular listing on my website right now. We'll click through. We'll talk about this listing. Then we'll look at the most expensive listing right now, and we'll look at the least expensive listing, and we'll talk a little bit about the average sale price, the average taxes, and so on. And if you're thinking about selling your house, then go ahead and reach out. My cell number is somewhere nearby. So guys, I just gave you sort of the really brief version of that approach, right? Where you do this weekly video. There's tons of ways you could do it. You could just do it where you're talking in front of the camera without doing the screen, but I think having the area page up and showing some stats makes it a little more interesting. And you just kind of do that once a week, and you either drop it into an ad on your Facebook page, you build a landing page or a squeeze page that offers it, right? And you mass email it, mass text it to all your leads in that zip code. Lots of different ways to leverage that content. Thanks, Jenny. Jenny saying that's amazeballs. Screencast-O-Matic will be my new best friend. I have built my whole career around Screencast-O-Matic, Jenny. Trust me. Like everything I do, real estate or not, that one tool right there, I think it's like, I don't know, $30 a year for the pro account with all the editing features. It's amazing. I highly recommend it to everybody. So you build that piece of content, you record your screen, and you either use it to generate leads or use it to convert leads, and you can do both at the same time. So using it to generate leads would look something like this, right? So I would go to my KV Core platform here. I go to Lead Engine, and I do landing page. If you're on K+, you have the same thing. You just go under to lead generation, you click build landing page. I pick my domain, I build my landing page right here. And I can do weekly 33707 real estate market update. See local, see recent sales transactions. I have to be careful with that. I don't think it shows in every market all the sales transactions, but I can see what your neighbors' homes are selling for, right? See what your neighbors' homes are selling for and what your property might be worth today. In that market conditions update you do, always be sure to direct them to the page on your site where they can get their home value. All right, so I do this, like so. The kids, like this. I'm gonna try. Can you guys hear the neighbors, or is that just me? Close the window here, sorry. So you got this page, weekly 337 market update, see what your neighbors' homes are selling for and what your property might be worth today. And you would just set your URL after login to be a page with your weekly market update on it. Now that could be a blog post on your website, right? It could be another lead generation page for video view. We have that up here if we go to the left, where you actually show it and you redirect to that page. You could also do a video. You could just show it directly here, but then do, for the submit button, get future updates. That would be called like a reverse squeeze, where you show them this week's video, and then they would click here and go through to another opt-in page for the market update. I know I am fire hosing you with information right now, and that is just because I'm trying to give you just some ideas. There are many ways to skin the cat here, but the most important part is to get that weekly update built and then figure out ways to get people opting in for it. KV Core and Conversion Plus give you lots of tools that allow you to do this. I hope that's good. Did I move too fast there, or are you guys kind of getting the idea where you create this update video and then give it away with a landing page, and then your follow-up with that same audience with the weekly update as you record it? Tammy's asking, why landing page instead of squeeze page? This is if you want to collect an email address before they can see it. For that market update. I'm talking about building original content around the market update. You could always just put that video inside of a blog post, drive traffic to the blog post, but I think it's going to be more effective to send traffic to a page with with an opt-in box like this right here. Okay, note to self, go to the office for live webinars. Sorry, that was the dog again. All right, so I hope that helps, Tammy. So the weekly market update approach, you could build your whole business and get lots of local homeowners finding you around this idea, right? You record, you use the website, the area page, you create that really good content. People see your face. You could even just pop it directly into Facebook, the video itself, and then link over to your sell page, find out what your house is worth now, right here from that video. Lots of ways to use this, and I kind of talk about those in the this module in here. In fact, I probably missed a few of them. I'll include this webinar recording in the course so you guys can reference it, but I have some of that here in this module. Okay, I know I'm going fast, Lorena. I try to keep these under an hour. So, and again, the course is kind of the slow version there. So, yep, and thanks, Derek. Derek's saying I can always watch the replay and record and rewind if I need to. So I appreciate the feedback, guys. Okay, so the last module in this course has to do with converting your seller leads into listing appointments. So you got the homeowners opting in, you got sellers asking for the value of their house, and there's a few things that are built into the system that will let you sort of find information. Annalisa, did you make it? Annalisa was had some things going on today, so I wasn't sure she was going to make it. She's not here. But there's a great video from Annalisa about skip tracing and finding the information about the person who's opting into, say, your seller squeeze page. So you can do that and do some sort of manual follow-up. The other thing you can do is set up seller drip campaigns, of course, that are specific to the market. In my opinion, this is sort of where you want to make sure you're providing relevant, good information about the market. And the biggest, I think, trick for me, like the hack, you would call it, is to just set your seller leads up for property alerts as if they were buyers, because a lot of them are going to be buying something, and a lot of them like to see what their neighbors' houses are getting listed for, and they're likely to recommend those houses to friends and relatives they want to move closer. So sort of the most relevant content you could send them to stay top of mind would be to just make sure that they're getting a property alert update for everything near their address. And that's pretty easy to set up. If you know the address, just set them up to get everything in the zip code going to them. So we talk about that in the course here, seller-specific smart campaigns, and this quick little hack, which is to set up your seller leads for property alerts. There's also a module in here, of course, about converting seller leads with those market reports. So sort of the same idea I was just talking about, where you use the market reports built into the system, the area pages, to send follow-up content that's relevant to their neighborhood or their zip code using the stuff that the system creates. You can always drop physical CMAs in the mail. And I have a module here about automated postcard follow-up, different companies that'll let you do that. I'm actually a co-founder of one such company. You'll see disclosure here about that. But we talk in the course about different ways that you can then take the online lead and send them something physical in the mail to help follow up. And Conversion Plus and KV Core offer you some cool tools. We have our Zapier integrations. We have webhooks built directly into the system that will let you do some advanced stuff to trigger these postcards, all of which is probably each of those probably deserves a full session like this to really dive deep into. I'm not going to attempt to explain how to use webhooks and KV Core and Conversion Plus right now, but there are videos in the course there that will kind of walk through those for you. And then finally, converting more seller leads. Here we go. This is something that most people that I see are not doing that they should be, and that is retargeting. If you're driving traffic to your website and you're not following up with some kind of other ad that reminds them they're on your website, then you're probably leaving money on the table. And I think over the coming months here at Inside Real Estate, we're going to be offering you guys some options for done-for-you retargeting. But in the meantime, we have another course in the Inside Real Estate Learning Portal that will let you learn how to do this. It's not hard to pull off, but the basic idea is somebody goes to your sell page and then they see a video from you, maybe on Facebook 2 days later that's saying, hey, thanks for being curious about the value of your house. Just reach out to me if you want to talk about it. Something some simple stuff like that. We have a retargeting course in the learning portal that you can use to learn all about that as well. So Tammy's asking, that's a good question. Where do I find this in the learning portal? They kind of buried it on me. Woe is me. Just kidding. But if you go down, there's always a link to all courses. And if you go to the all courses link, or if you go to the search box and type seller, you should be able to find the seller lead. So yeah, Derek, the seller lead course is right here. If you go to the lead generation, you should be able to find most of my stuff. The real estate retargeting 101 course, the how to generate and convert seller leads, and the simple social media protocol. You know, we did a great webinar a few weeks ago on one of these sessions with Blake and Ashley, and their webinar is in that course, as well as that overall strategy is touched upon there. For anybody who wants to generate free leads on a regular basis and have it be really easy to do, I highly recommend that course as well. So guys, yeah, we're about 36 minutes in. Let me see if there are any other questions. Again, I was trying to give you a brief kind of outline of what we're doing with seller leads in that course, a little bit of strategy, a little bit of specific examples. But now I'd like to give you guys some time to just ask any questions. It could be about seller lead generation or about anything else you have going on with KV Core or Conversion Plus or any of our products. And I'll try to answer them right now live if we can. Any questions at all? Maybe I'll put out some conversation starters. How many of you guys are generating seller leads with the system? Anybody have an example of a seller lead ad that you want to share and get props for? Well, yeah, I realize it's hard to be put on the spot. If there's nothing else right now, then I'll just remind everybody that we have the Facebook group, to answer your question, Jenny. It's the Inside Real Estate Success Strategies group. So if you go on Facebook and look for that, you can quickly join the group. It's very easy to join, and we'll let you in. Usually you see it just said 8 people are looking to join. I'll let them all in. I'll usually let you in within an hour or two. Annalisa is always watching as well. And then you can simply go into the group at any time, and just like a regular Facebook post, just ask us something. So Jenny, if you have your ad that you'd like feedback on, you would just go in, copy and paste the image in here, tell us what's up. And people in the community will reply to you. It's a very active group with probably between 5 to 10 new pieces of content being added daily. And I know that a lot of people find value in it. So we'll post the replays of these sessions in the group, and we can definitely continue the conversation there. So Jenny, on that buyer ad, we'll get you going. Okay, so just, go into the group. I'll definitely give you solid information on that. On the buyer side, it's a lot less challenging. There are proven templates that will just kind of work in almost any case. So, yeah. Cool. So that's the Facebook group. Don't forget, you can always contact us down here at the bottom right of your dashboard. If you just start chatting, if you have a question for me or Annalisa specifically, just say, hey, I got a question for Ryan, about advertising. Generally, I'm going to be more the guy to go to for lead generation and conversion stuff, not so much on the system and the platforms. There's a lot of questions I won't be able to answer. But if you have something nitty gritty, Facebook ads, lead generation, feel free to say, hey, I got a question for Ryan, and they'll make sure it gets to me. And I'll answer as soon as possible. And otherwise, any other issues you have, we are always here for you at Inside Real Estate. Just use the chat box, and we'll do our best to reply fast. And that's it. Tammy, we do have to approve each post. The group is moderated, and there's like 10 reasons for that. One of the reasons is that we got a lot of agents who like to recruit other agents. I won't mention names or companies, but that happens a lot. People try to put their recruiting messages in, so we want to be able to catch those. We also don't want the group to be a support channel where people are, you find a bug or something. We don't want a lot of that in the group, because we can't really help you in the group. And I don't think it's constructive for everybody to hear a pile on of negativity, and that can happen too. So we do moderate, but we try to let anything relevant to growing or to building a successful real estate business with our products into the conversation. Yeah. Thanks, Savita, for the feedback. And if nobody else has any specific questions, we'll go ahead now. I'll get this recording live probably by this evening. And we'll be back Thursday. On Thursday, don't hold me to this. On Thursday, we have a guest. We have a mortgage lender who has probably worked with, he's a friend of mine, who's probably worked with 10, 20 different conversion user accounts. So he has interesting perspective on the lender side of things. So that'll be Thursday at 2 o'clock. I'm gonna have a guest on. We're gonna talk about things from the lender side, and hopefully that'll be useful for you and some of your lender partners right there. So thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna sign off now. Have a great day.